What's up? What's up with it, y'all? Hey, go talking that boxing again. And on this video, we talking about Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia been talking big. He been talking real big, running his mouth about Gervonta Tank Davis, saying that Gervonta Tank Davis is afraid to fight him and afraid to fight tough competition all around the board. Before we get into this next video, make sure that you smash on my like button and make sure that you sub to the channel if you haven't already subbed to the channel. Now, this is what Ryan Garcia recently had to say when he was on the Instagram Live, right? So it says, the fighter recently hinted that he was going to make his ring return very soon this fall. One thing is for certain that he said is it won't be Gervonta Tank Davis. And I'm going to just read y'all what Ryan Garcia had to say about Gervonta Tank Davis. I do beat Davis, I do. Garcia said on a recent Instagram live session when asked about his nemesis. But he's not going to fight anybody outside of Mayweather Promotions, what Floyd said. Gervonta just never going to fight. I don't think anybody that the public really wants him to fight. You guys got to stop commenting about that because Gervonta is never going to fight anybody you really want to see him fight. So let's just kill that right now. Floyd gave that away. And then what he was talking about is when Floyd Mayweather came and said that Gervonta Tank Davis and, TMT Promotions, they not fighting anybody outside of, TMT and the PBC banner. So, and he goes on to say, Gervonta Tank Davis definitely does not want to fight, Garcia continued. He never wants to fight anybody tough. It's just not in him. It's not in his nature to fight anybody tough. Now, that's some big words to say that a man on Gervonta Tank Davis's level, he want to duck and run and hide from all of the tough competition, And I'm going to just keep it real. A lot of the boxing fans feel that way just because of the way that Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe have been moving Gervonta Tank Davis, seemingly that they're moving him around all of the tough competition at 130 and 135, right? But this is my thing. Ryan Garcia, you are the last fighter that should be talking about anybody, right? The last thing you need to be doing is talking about anybody ducking you and anybody ducking stiff competition. Because who are you fighting? You fought Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell is a solid fighter. But after that and before that, who have you fought? You ain't fought nobody. So when we talk about Gervonta Tank Davis, even though he don't got the best resume, I'm going to just keep it real. His resume is a lot better than yours. You dig what I'm saying? Gervonta Tank Davis' resume is a lot better than yours. And we can go all the way back to when Gervonta Tank Davis was like 21 years old. He fought Jose Pedraza and won a belt. You older than he was back then, and you still ain't did nothing. You ain't won no belt. The only thing you've been doing is ducking out of the big fights for whatever reason you want to call it. You and Gervonta Tank Davis, y'all were supposed to fight. The fight fell out because of you, not Gervonta Tank Davis. And it doesn't matter why the fight fell out. All we know is it fell out because you backed out of the fight. Gervonta Tank Davis and Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather, they was pushing for that fight, right? Also, you were supposed to just fight Javier Fortuna. You backed out of that fight. Javier Fortuna and his people was pushing for that fight. So you are the last fighter that can come on Instagram Live or any social media platform or anywhere and talk about Gervonta Tank Davis ducking you. Because at the end of the day, if you feel that Gervonta Tank Davis is ducking stiff competition, that's your personal opinion, but he's certainly not ducking you. And you know that. So don't try to come on here and change the narrative around and act like, that fight didn't happen and that fight is not happening because of Gervonta Tank Davis. Everybody that's followed this story knows that the fight is not happening because of you, not Gervonta Tank Davis. If it was up to Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe and Gervonta Tank Davis, they would have been got in the ring with you, right? Because they look at you as a soft touch. They look at you as an easy opponent, as food for Gervonta Tank Davis. They look at you as an opponent. As soon as Gervonta Tank Davis taps you on your chin, that you're going to sleep. Now, I'm not saying that you're not a good fighter. I actually like Garcia. I like Ryan Garcia. I think he's a good fighter with a lot of potential. But the thing is, I don't know if he has it up here. You know, he said that he has mental health issues, and you know, every time he goes through an issue, he wants to step away from boxing. Well, you know, that lets me kind of see that, and it makes me wonder, is when the going get tough, you know what I'm saying, and shit get thick, is it too much for you to handle? Because you just really now getting your feet wet in this boxing game. You ain't even done nothing in boxing. So how are you gonna, you know, when you have to face adversity, right? Or when you have to, when they throw you in big mega fights, how are you gonna handle that? How are you gonna handle these situations? If you pulling out of fights like Javier Fortuna and then you pulling out of Gervonta Tank Davis because you telling us that you got a Pacquiao fight sold up and all of that, right? How are you going to handle tough situations if you ever get to the level of a Gervonta Tank Davis? You dig what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, you know, when people say that Gervonta Tank Davis is not fighting the toughest competition out there, I agree with a lot of that stuff. But you're not the one that can come and talk about it, because you haven't done nothing in your career up to now, right? And that Instagram stuff, that don't mean anything. And like I said, I like you, Ryan Garcia, but you are the last fighter that should be talking about Gervonta Tank Davis ducking you. Because if anybody wants to bring up an argument that you ducked him, it would be a very valid argument, right? Because they tried to make that fight happen. And it was because of you, like I said. So, you know, all in all, I think that Ryan Garcia really needs to focus on getting back in the ring, first of all. Focus on his mental health, right? And he don't need to be worried about Gervonta Tank Davis, because I'm pretty sure that if Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia sat down to the table and they decided, okay, we want to go after Gervonta Tank Davis again, I'm more than positive that Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe would break their neck to make that fight happen before the end of this year. But like I said, Ryan Garcia, he hasn't been in the ring since he fought Luke Campbell. And, you know, I mean, ever since then, 2 fights that he was supposed to have fell through. You know, you were supposed to fight Tank, that didn't go, and you were supposed to fight Javier Fortuna, and that didn't go through, and both of them was because of you, not nobody else. So, you know, and as far as Tank Davis, you know, hey, we all see how Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe, they're, you know, handling Tank Davis's career. I don't like it one bit, so I'm not going to front to you and tell you that I like it. But personally, I don't think Tank Davis is the reason behind that. I don't think that Tank Davis is saying, oh, yeah, you know what? I don't want to fight this guy and this guy and this guy. You know, keep me away from these guys. I think that Tank Davis is willing to fight all of the top guys, most of all of the top guys, right? But Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather have a different plan for Tank Davis. I don't like it, but, you know, like I said, one thing I know for sure is he not ducking no Ryan Garcia. And, you know, I think Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis would be a good fight. It'll be a very good fight, because one thing about Ryan Garcia, he is dangerous. You know, Ryan Garcia is dangerous. He has power, and he has a very dangerous left hook. Now, a lot of people think that Ryan Garcia got a weak chin. I'm not going to put that weak chin jacket on him as of yet, because, you know, yeah, he did get dropped by Luke Campbell, but he wasn't really hurt. He got right back up. He wasn't wobbled, and he took it straight to Luke Campbell after he got dropped. So I'm not gonna say that he got a weak chin because anybody can get caught and set down, but he has flaws. He fights with his chin up in the air, and that's a recipe for disaster if you ever get in the ring with somebody like Gervonta Tank Davis, or if you ever get in the ring with just another fighter that got the punching power of Gervonta Tank Davis. That's why a lot of people don't think that Ryan Garcia has a chance when he goes, or if he ever goes and fights Gervonta Tank Davis. I think he has a chance, because he's dangerous. When you got punching power and you got the speed and quickness that Ryan Garcia has, yeah, of course you got a chance. But Gervonta Tank Davis is a dog, and of course I would favor Gervonta Tank Davis in that fight. But before we even talk about any of that, Ryan Garcia, you need to get in the ring and you need to fight somebody. And I want to see you in there with some tough, stiff competition. It don't got to be Tank, but you need to fight somebody. So stop talking about Tank. Stop talking about these other fighters ducking you, and get in the ring and do what you got to do. Until then, I don't want to see nothing from you, but you getting in that gym, working like you've been doing, and then get in the ring and fight somebody. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got to say about the situation. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. How y'all feel about Ryan Garcia and the things he had to say to Tank Davis and about Tank Davis. And make sure that you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already a sub to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.